The results of the 2020 census that was released a week or so ago does not paint an accurate picture of just how and where people moved as a result of COVID-19. We've heard a lot about people fleeing the cities and moving to the countryside, but until now, much of that has not really had a lot of proof to it. A Wall Street Journal analysis of the U.S. Postal Service permanent change of address data through 2020 provides the clearest picture of how millions of domestic moves during the pandemic supercharged the demographic shifts. What the journal found was that big cities, including New York, Chicago, San Francisco, and Boston, saw hundreds of thousands more residents move out than in changes that they labeled permanent, causing the net loss of households from migration to widen by 71% in 2020 from the previous year. New York City saw more net moves out last year than it did during the two prior years combined. New York City's property tax revenues for the coming fiscal year are projected to decline by $2.5 billion. That's the largest drop since 1996, as the value of office buildings and hotels have sunk. Median asking rent for Manhattan apartments fell by 21% in March compared with the previous year as demand fell. That according to the real estate site StreetEasy. The state of New York lost a net of about 150,000 households from migration last year, more than any other state and double the amount from the previous year. From coast to coast, Americans migrated toward less dense, more affordable areas as they sought more space and in some cases became untethered by the ability to work from anywhere. That according to the reporting done by Nationwide. The South, especially Florida and Texas, added households, while the Northeast lost households. Suburbs are emerging as the winners from these changes, marking the end of a decade-long growth trend for big cities. The financial impact of these moves will be considerable in the largest cities. The moves are causing a loss of billions of dollars of annual property tax revenues and fueling double-digit decreases in rents. In 2020, higher income neighborhoods lost more residents to migration than the lower income neighborhoods. And for those very densely populated office buildings, well, the Wall Street Journal says that many companies have signaled a new openness to remote work even after the pandemic ends. As a result of that, cities that are bracing for the future, where spending on public transportation, lunches, and other drivers of the urban economy don't return to pre-pandemic levels, are making them very nervous. Supermarkets must also heed the population shift warning. Most retailers plan their new store locations years in advance. It might just be time to put a hold and review the upcoming openings before it's too late.